Now I have knowledge that
Maintenant,
body
j'ai la connaissance que le corps
is from the matter and it's mortal.
vient de la matière et qu'il est immortel.
Soul is
L'âme
immortal,
est immortelle,
it's eternal,
elle est éternelle.
and soul enters the body
Et l'âme
to play its
entre
role,
dans le corps pour jouer son rôle.
and it is through the sense organs,
Et c'est à travers les
physical
sens
organs,
physiques, les organes
that we do
physiques,
actions and
que
play our
l'on
role.
fait les actions et que l'on joue notre rôle.
As actor always remembers
Comme les
on the
acteurs se
stage
souviennent toujours sur la scène
that I am playing my part.
que l'on joue, qu'ils jouent leur rôle.
So this also is a drama stage,
C'est aussi une scène du drama,
but my home
mais ma maison
is beyond 5 elements,
est au-delà des 5 éléments.
is the element of light, elephant,
L'élément,
element of light,
l'élément de la lumière.
and there is silence.
Et il y a le silence, la pureté.
So I, as an incorporeal soul,
Donc, moi, comme âme sans corps,
go beyond these physical elements
je vais au-delà de ces éléments physiques.
to my sweet home, home of
Je
silence.
retourne à la maison, ma douce demeure, la maison du silence.
So now with this awareness
Et maintenant, dans cette conscience,
that I, as a living,
que moi, en tant qu'être vivant, un point de lumière,
I go to home through my
je retourne à la maison grâce à mon intellect divin
an experience
et
the
j'expérimente
sweet and deep silence of home.
le doux silence de la maison des âmes.
Mind and intellect become very restful and
L'esprit
silent.
et l'intellect divin deviennent très tranquille et calme dans le silence.
So taking drishti from Baba,
Je prends le drishti de Baba
experience your
et
home,
j'expérimente la maison des âmes,
deep silence.
ma demeure, le doux silence.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today is the last day of month of January.
Aujourd'hui, c'est le dernier jour du mois de janvier.
We had very rich and spiritual practice for whole month of
On a
January.
eu une pratique très pratique pour tout le mois de
Everyone
janvier.
was very close to
Tout le
Baba,
monde était
Brahma Baba,
très proche de Brahma Baba
and now has all have become Raazyukt,
et nous
that
sommes tous
people
devenus
understood the secrets
Raazyukt, c'est-à-dire que l'on comprend les secrets
of how
de
Brahma Baba
comment Brahma Baba est devenu comme Shiv
how he
Baba,
became number one
comment il est devenu le numéro un,
instrument to create
l'instrument
yajna to sustain
pour
yajna,
créer et pour soutenir le yagya.
and also what are
Et aussi
his root sanskars,
quels
or
étaient
eternal sanskars.
ses sanskars originels et
Lot
éternels.
of understanding, lot of practice.
Beaucoup de compréhension, beaucoup
But I think
de
if you would have got
pratique.
1 week for one, it would
Et
have
si
been
vous aviez
more
pu avoir
beneficial.
une semaine par sanskar, vous auriez gagné plus de bénéfices. Et pour une journée,
But spirituality is so revealing.
mais la spiritualité est
That
tellement
when I do it,
révélatrice
I
que lorsque
understand
l'on
more.
fait, on comprend mieux
Then I want to do more so that
et on veut
have a
faire
deeper
plus.
understanding.
Et à ce moment-là, c'est une compréhension plus
That is
approfondie.
why most of our practices
Alors,
are
la plupart de
we
nos
have to all
pratiques,
the time keep doing it.
on doit continuellement les faire.
So even if month is over and
Alors, même si le mois est
that
terminé
structure way of explaining
et la
these
façon,
secrets, time, day
tout
to
le
day
travail
practice
d'explication,
is
tout
so
cela, c'est
revealing.
fini, mais notre pratique peut
That is why
continuer.
we are providing you with the list.
Et c'est pour cela que nous
I
vous
thought to
présenterons
continue looking into the
l'ensemble
list, see which I need
des
to do.
sanskars.
For
Et
instance,
j'ai pensé regarder
I would like to continue with how
ce que
deeply
nous pourrions
understanding
faire pour
deeply the
approfondir
practice
notre compréhension
of the each
de tous les
significance of
sanskars
each root sanskar.
originels, de chaque, la compréhension de chaque
This
sanskar
morning you
originel.
must have heard that
Alors
Baba
ce matin, vous avez
wished
entendu
everyone
que
congratulations and
Baba a
the people who
félicité tout le
sincerely
monde, que
were
tout le
making
monde
efforts.
sincèrement font des efforts en ce moment.
Also Baba
Et aussi
showed
Baba
each one of us as a
a
beautiful flower.
montré chacun de nous, a vu
Just
chacun de
look
nous
at each and
comme
also
une belle fleur
colorful
épanouie,
blossom flower with
comme une belle
their
fleur de
special
couleur unique et avec des spécialités uniques.
so we always could feel the fragrance.
Alors, on peut toujours sentir
And
la
also
bonne,
in Murli
le,
Baba's
le beau
blessing of
parfum.
serving,
Et aussi, Baba nous
this
bénissait de
all
ce
came true
service, donc de pensée, parole et action,
because the creation and the sustenance
parce que
needs the
l'établissement,
power
la
of the
création
mind.
et le soutien a besoin du pouvoir,
So when we are
du pouvoir de
speaking to have
l'esprit.
good wishes,
Et alors, quand
with
on parle,
purity, pure
avoir
consciousness,
de bonnes pensées, des
not
sentiments
only by
purs,
providing
la
knowledge,
conscience d'âme, non seulement en donnant la
but all
connaissance,
the time
mais aussi
when I'm speaking
tout le
certain words,
temps quand j'utilise certaines paroles,
my mind to have elevated thoughts.
mon esprit doit avoir des pensées élevées.
So elevated thoughts while speaking
Alors,
and
les
interacting with others,
pensées élevées lorsque l'on pense, lorsque l'on
that is
parle et
how
lorsqu'on
souls are
interagit avec les
sustained
autres. C'est ainsi que les âmes sont
and
soutenues
they feel that I got power through the
et
word.
elles sentent à ce moment-là que j'ai du pouvoir par les
Otherwise, it
paroles.
becomes more like teaching, presenting,
Sinon, c'est comme donner une
and people
conférence
are
ou
not
enseigner.
willing to listen
Et souvent, à ce
because
moment-là,
there is
les gens ne
pure
sont pas
elevated thoughts in the
toujours
mind.
intéressés à
The word is
écouter, mais
definitely
quand
more
il y a
powerful.
des bénédictions qui viennent du cœur,
So
à ce
even if
moment-là,
the
les
month
gens
is
sont plus
over,
attentifs.
getting
Alors,
towards
même
the
si le mois est terminé,
but as I said, keep looking at those
continuez à regarder
root
les
sanskars
sanskars originels et
and
aussi
churning on them.
continuez à réfléchir à
And those
chacun
things
d'entre eux.
within you which
Et vous
you still
pouvez
need to
regarder en
approfond.
vous quel sanskar vous avez besoin encore
So
d'approfondir
one is change of sanskar, other is emerging the original
parce que
sanskars,
un, c'est le sanskar et l'autre, c'est
and also
l'autre partie,
the
c'est
environment.
d'émerger le sanskar. Ce matin, quand Baba a dit,
You shouldn't have awareness of body.
vous ne devez pas avoir la conscience du corps, de
So
l'ego.
for me, I really
Et
kind
pour
of
moi,
keep reading that
je
we
continue
should be
à
conscious of
lire
body.
comment peut-on ne pas
So
être
in other
conscient
words,
de notre
Baba was
corps.
saying
En d'autres mots,
that in
Baba
soul
disait
consciousness
que dans la conscience de l'âme,
and in soul consciousness, you will be like Brahma Baba,
on doit
going
être comme
as an angel
Brahma Baba,
ascending.
comme l'âme suprême,
But
donc
then when the word
bougeant comme
angel,
la déité ou comme l'ange.
then there shouldn't be any pull from your body.
Mais on a dit aussi qu'il ne devrait pas y avoir d'attirance
Because
vers le
when there is
corps,
pull,
parce que
it
lorsqu'il y
creates
a cet
obstruction.
attrait, il y aurait des
Difficulty in
obstacles, ce
yoga.
serait un blocage et ça
So those two
empêcherait
points
le
were very
yoga
deep.
facile. Alors donc, ces
But
deux
I
points
sat with
étaient
Baba
très profonds et je me
sitting
suis
holding his current
assise avec Baba.
all powers.
Il me donne tous les pouvoirs
So that means all the
et
weakness
cela veut
should
dire que toutes mes faiblesses devraient
transformation
être retirées, la transformation
but
devrait
there are very
avoir lieu.
subtle obstacles
Mais parfois, il y a des
with the
obstacles
yoga
très
because
subtils
there are
quand on
two
a
poles.
du yoga avec Baba et il y a différents attraits, différentes
And one of that
attractions
pole is Baba said
et
your own body.
une de ces attractions est parfois le
So
corps,
how do
notre
we
propre
can
corps. Alors comment dois-je
become soul conscious
devenir
in such a
consciente
way?
de l'âme de manière à,
And also step by step Baba talked about detachment,
et aussi, Baba a parlé du détachement,
that you have to be detached from
pas à
body,
pas,
detached
petit à
from body
petit,
relationship.
à être détaché des relations au corps,
Very beautifully changing our
très
physical, worldly relationship into
changer nos relations
spiritual relationship
mondaines en
with one
relations
another.
spirituelles, en regardant les autres comme des âmes. Hmm.
So there is lot of love,
Alors, il y a beaucoup d'amour,
and when there is love, there is cooperation,
et
right?
quand il y a de l'amour, il y a de la coopération,
But no pull.
et pas
And
d'attrait ou
it
d'attirance.
needs long-term practice.
Et ça prend une pratique à long terme.
And it's very interesting
Et
because
c'est très intéressant parce
previously
que,
I had all my Lokik relationships
heureusement,
became alokik.
toutes mes relations
All
lokiques sont
became
devenues des
Gyan and
relations
then
alokiques. Ils sont tous venus en Guyane
very lovely relationship of
et nous avions de
sharing
très
love and
belles
the
relations de
coordination.
partager l'amour et
And it's very
l'intérêt pour les
beautiful
uns pour
that I
les
don't
autres.
have any now,
Et
but
c'est
the
mieux
most
que
of them
maintenant,
have
je
left
n'en ai
body.
plus parce que la plupart d'entre eux
But whenever I
ont quitté
think,
le corps.
I always
Mais
think of
quand
them as
je
angels.
pense à ma famille, je pense toujours
And
à
I
eux comme étant
feel
des anges.
that
Et
they,
je sens encore
as an angel, they
qu'en
take
tant
care.
qu'âme, ils prennent soin de moi.
So it's a lovely relationship. That means
Et c'est une
one of the
belle
secret of
relation,
changing Lokik into
c'est-à-dire
Alokik
qu'un des
is because of
secrets de
this detachment.
changer le lokik en alokik, c'est de regarder l'âme
Look
dans la
at the
conscience de l'âme.
others and do it
En
for them.
conscience d'âme, regardez les autres comme des âmes
And then you see
et
the
regardez-les
transformation.
faites cela pour un certain temps et
So
vous allez
at
voir
the
la
end
transformation,
of
la
this journey,
différence. Donc, à la
it
fin
will be very,
de ce
you will
voyage
feel happy
physique, on se sent heureux
that you haven't left anyone. You
de ne
haven't
pas
abandoned
avoir
in
laissé
the sense of
personne, on
attachment,
n'abandonne personne parce qu'on n'est pas
but they
attaché
become
à
Lokik.
personne.
So even if you are not with them,
Alors, même si on n'est
send
pas
all
avec
my
eux,
good wishes to our
on
soul
envoie
conscious self.
beaucoup d'amour en tant qu'âme, non pas en tant que frère, sœur, mère, père. Et si on dit cela on doit le dire en conscience d'âme, sinon cela ne fonctionne pas. Si on veut changer quelqu'un de lockique en alokkique ou aider quelqu'un, on doit toujours regarder cette âme comme une âme dans la conscience d'âme. Et c'est une très belle expérience et, et ça peut commencer à arriver déjà aux âmes autour de nous. Alors on les regarde comme des âmes, comme des gérants. Et ainsi on peut regarder comment cela change et que ça crée l'abondance et la sécurité pour ces âmes. Et tout est utilisé d'une façon appropriée, rien n'est de gaspillage. Donc, être dans la conscience d'âme de mes vieux sanskars, c'est la plus grande attache, c'est mes vieux sanskars. Être détaché, ce n'est pas se détacher physiquement, mais être dans la conscience de l'âme, avec la conscience de l'âme, pour notre corps, pour les relations, pour la matière et pour nos vieux sanskars, utiliser la pratique de la conscience d'âme. C'est le murli de ce matin. Alors, on peut expérimenter ce mois-ci comment le murli de ce matin. Lisez le murli de ce matin plusieurs fois. Je l'ai lu ce matin plusieurs fois pour comprendre ce que Baba voulait dire. Et j'essaie vraiment de comprendre comment c'est possible d'oublier le corps et ainsi pratiquer plus. Et ainsi on devient plus conscient de notre forme angélique et de notre forme de déité. Nous aurons de belles expériences. Alors, Baba dit, quand vous êtes détaché ou sans attache, vous serez aimé de votre famille et vous serez aimé de Dieu. Parce que c'est seulement dans la conscience de l'âme que je peux sentir l'amour de Dieu dans ma âme. Parce que la conscience du corps crée beaucoup d'obstacles. Alors, comme on est sur le pèlerinage et qu'on doit compléter notre pèlerinage, on doit rester léger et on doit rester dans la conscience de l'âme. C'est très important. Et aussi, Baba nous a donné un trône que l'on doit commencer à utiliser à partir de demain où on sera assise sur le trône du lotus. Alors, février sera aussi un beau mois, une belle expérience, de belles pratiques. Alors, on aura de belles pratiques dans le mois de février. Om Shanti. Doux enfants, je suis venue de la maison suprême, de notre douce demeure suprême, au moment le plus bénéfique pour vous éveiller de votre amnésie spirituelle, pour vous enseigner qui vous êtes, tel que vous êtes. Placez votre main dans la mienne. Voyageons sur le chemin des souvenirs jusqu'à notre plus profond souvenir. Ce voyage, mon doux enfant, Viens t'asseoir avec la graine vivante. Dissous ta conscience du je et du à moi et prends ta naissance alokhique. Éveille-toi à ton éternel secret, ton secret magique du je, moi l'âme. Émerge ce chant sans bruit. Baba, baba. En une seconde, viens à Madhuban pour rafraîchir tes racines. Entends les sons et sens les parfums des jours originels du Yagya. Nous enfants, bienvenus. En tant que racine, nous restons tout près de la graine et nous suivons Brahma Baba. Nous devenons la graine, comme la graine Bapsaman. Comme les fleurs qui s'épanouissent, ressentons Baba comme notre décoration personnelle. Laissons émerger nos sanskars, le pétale, pétale par pétale. Nous expérimentons notre parfum originel et nos racines originelles. L'honneur, la coopération, Sahayogi, le respect, la bhavana, la pureté, le silence, la subtilité, l'égalité, la transformation, la simplicité. Le gérant et la foi, la sagesse et la maturité, le visionnaire, la renonciation, l'altruisme, prendre du plaisir, l'authenticité, l'humilité, être rempli d'amour, loveline, le chancelier, le mentor incognito, la générosité, être Arjuna, être courageux, l'intégrité, l'intégration, et le pouvoir de la volonté. Le serviteur, la fortune, la victoire garantie, karmatite, avec le soutien de l'amour et la vérité du Père et de la Mère, j'émerge mes sanskars. Tout comme les racines, je prends la graine vivante et je la répands. Et chaque feuille naît de cette graine. Il est temps de compléter notre voyage, de laisser notre niveau complet et parfait émerger. sans corps, sans vice, sans ego.
It's very beautiful. Mhm.
C'est très beau, dit
We
Moini.
all keep this for our revision of
Nous
roots and
devons garder cela comme révision
Om
des sanskars
Shanti,
originels.
Jai Guru,
Eric est là, Om
Om
Shanti tous,
Bye
Om Shanti
Yes,
Avyakti Parivar, Om
indeed, so
Shanti
lovely
Moini
to
Didi. Oui, c'est
hear
tellement
that we've been
beau de
following
sentir
the
que nous
footsteps
suivons les pas
without knowing it
de Brahma
of
Baba.
31 footsteps.
On a
So I feel that we'd
suivi
like to dance
31
the
pas.
dance of
Nous
sanskars.
avons dansé la danse des
31 steps,
sanskars
it's a beautiful dance we can
et c'est
dance
une belle
with all
danse
those different
des 31
sanskars.
pas avec ces différents sanskars
So yes,
originels.
we've come to conclusion.
Oui, nous
Really,
venons, ça
really
tire à
beautiful.
sa fin. Ça a été un très beau
And
voyage
so
ensemble et
I'm reflecting a little bit
nous
on
avons un
what
peu
we have
de réflexion sur la
learned in terms of
suite.
secrets for the
Qu'est-ce que
last
nous avons
31 days.
découvert sur
And
les
this will be
secrets de ces derniers 31 jours?
like the Ganga River never
Et
stopping
Moini Didi, tu as
or
été comme
without
le
thoughts,
gange
insights,
et
ideas.
tu nous
And it's quite
inondais de
amazing that,
pensées, d'idées.
like you
C'était
said, every
merveilleux, comme tu dis,
sanskar
que
could be
chaque
also a
sanskar
sanskar
pourrait
for one
aussi
week.
un sanskar pour
And
une
I think
semaine.
we're all wondering what
Et
has
je
been
pense
your
que qu'est-ce que
journey in
ça
the
a
month of
été
January. I know you
ta,
traveled
ton
uh,
voyage
a lot,
pendant le mois
and I
de
don't want to
janvier?
push you too much to
J'espère que je
remember
n'étais pas trop
50 years back or
poussée
60 years back.
à réfléchir il y
It's a lot
a
of
50
effort
ans.
for you to remember all your
Et
early days.
c'était quand
So,
même
what
un
has been
effort de se
your
rappeler
journey for the past
des
31 days,
premiers,
and has it brought
des
you with it
jours, des
any
souvenirs. Qu'est-ce que
insights
cela
regarding
t'a
Brahma Baba's
apporté
life or your
par
life with
rapport à
Brahma
la
Baba,
vie de
or
Brahma
your
Baba ou ta
attitude with him? So,
vie
what has been
avec Brahma
the
Baba ou
essence
ton
of your
attitude?
31
Qu'est-ce que
past
c'est
days?
l'essence de tes 31 derniers jours?
no, Baba
Moini
said
répond, Baba a dit
in one of the root sanskar,
dans un des sanskars
yog yog,
originels où on
yukti
parlait
yog,
de Yuk Yuk,
raj yog,
Yukti Yuk et Raazyukt.
and I felt that
Et
every
j'ai
step
trouvé que
we have
chaque
to be
pas,
yukti yog.
à chaque pas, on a besoin d'être
Yukti
Yukti
yog,
Yuk.
that means
Yukti Yuk,
using the
ça veut
method
dire utiliser la
based on
méthode
knowledge and remembrance of
basée
Baba.
sur la
So
connaissance et sur le souvenir de Baba.
it's like a
C'est
regular
comme
practice,
une pratique
an
régulière.
exercise also
C'est un exercice,
to
un
be
genre
yukti yog, but
d'exercice
also yog yog,
d'être Yukti Yuk, mais aussi
because I
Yog
feel
Yuk.
especially at this time
Parce que je
like
trouve que particulièrement en ce
it's important
moment-ci,
to be
c'est
yogi
très important d'être
so that
Yog-Yuk
we are not
pour que
influenced
ne
and
soyons pas
and I
influencés.
like when
Et
Baba said
j'aime aussi
Murli
quand Baba a dit dans le
to rest
Murli
on Yara,
de, de rester
always touching
Niyara,
Baba.
ne pas
So
être
it has
touché
been
ou
but
détaché,
as I said
Niyara.
24 hours are not enough
Mais comme j'ai dit,
we need
24
to
heures,
give
ce n'est pas
ourselves a
suffisant. On a
rest,
besoin d'au moins 3 à
so
4
I
jours.
think I will continue
Et je
and
pense que je vais
I
continuer à
think that
regarder.
I like this small clip
Je vais garder
I will keep
ceci
watching every day
comme
and
à tous les jours, je vais regarder les sanskars
I
originels
feel
pour continuer
honestly
ce programme. Et je me sens toujours
I love
proche de Brahma
Baba
Baba.
that
Et je suis aussi aimée par
it's
Bab
like
Dada. Il est
more
toujours,
attention to the root
je veux
sanskar.
porter plus d'attention aux sanskars originels.
Wonderful.
C'était
Indeed,
merveilleux.
many times
Tu as été, dit
in
Eric, tu as
Babdada's
rencontré
region,
Bab Dada dans les
he's
régions
remembered many
subtiles et
times
tu lui as dit
your
plusieurs fois
making efforts
que
to
nous
bring
faisons
material
de bons
closer to
efforts.
Brahma
Est-ce que
Baba,
tu ressens
still
que ton,
evolving, but
na-
you are still
ta relation avec
discovering
Brahma Baba évolue
aspects of
toujours
his life
encore?
even
Est-ce que
now.
tu
It's
découvres
still for
encore
you
des aspects
that
de sa vie
amazes you
à
and
travers les
makes you really
régions
appreciate it
subtiles
more,
qui font
his
que tu es
personality?
encore plus
Slowly,
appréciative de ça? C'est parce que
because
c'est de
whenever I go to Baba and see
l'apprentissage.
him look at
Alors,
children,
à chaque fois que je
I
vais voir Baba et qui regarde des enfants, dit Moïni,
feel in them
je
and
les vois, mais je les
he gives
sens
me that
aussi. Alors, c'est
experience
très beau. on ne voit pas vraiment,
then what you do through your
mais ce
drishti.
que l'on fait à travers le
But whenever
drishti,
I go
quand j'y
to the
vais
more learned
dans les régions
master
subtiles,
and
c'est
student
d'apprendre
and do as
des
our Baba has
subtilités de
taught.
plus en plus et
So
comment Baba le
you can
fait.
call it
Et
discovery
ainsi, on peut
or
parler
learning,
de
but
découverte ou
every time there is
de
something
suivre,
different.
mais il y a quelque chose de différent chaque fois que j'y
So
vais.
you notice that
Donc,
I brought my
tu
beautiful
as
angelic dress
remarqué que me suis
with my
habillée,
kurta,
j'ai
with my original
j'ai
badge,
mis ma
more
kurta
than
et
30 some years
ma
ago, some
badge
years ago.
originale
So I felt
de
like that
plus de
maybe I will
30 ans.
pull Baba's attention
Ainsi, je
a
vais
bit more,
attirer
and
l'attention de
maybe he
Baba
will
et
take me to the
peut-être
next
qu'il va
subtle
m'amener
region.
avec toi aux
I've
régions
been
subtiles la
applying
prochaine
to
fois.
lift from USA.
J'essaie
I
de,
haven't
j'ai
seen
essayé
a
d'avoir
subtle world like you do,
un transport
but
de
we are
toi, mais je n'y
grateful
arrive
to do
pas.
it with him. I'm sure
J'espère,
many
ou
have also
j'espérais
either
que nous
printed or
puissions,
had this
et
great
j'espère que tout le
calendar.
monde a
So I
gardé
took
son
me and a
calendrier
friend that I love very much,
et j'ai
and
apporté
Jacob,
mon ami
my son.
Ganesh
And this is my
et je l'aime bien.
beautiful
C'est mon favori à moi
icon at
aussi.
home.
C'est
So when Baba is so busy
Parfois, quand je
reading
suis
the
seule à la
discovery
maison, dit
or the
Eric,
Buddha messages, I
et
have
tous
Ganesh
les
to
messages,
entertain me.
j'ai Ganesh
And if you
qui
remember
me
a few days ago, I
divertit.
was
Alors, il y
reflecting
a quelques jours, tu te rappelles,
many
je
synchronicities of
réfléchissais,
this
il
Avyakti
doit des
in
traces
the scriptures at
dans
some point.
les écritures
And we
de
must be
Avyakti
really
Parivar.
having that in a copper.
Et on
And I
devrait
remember one
avoir
night
une histoire de
this
cela à l'âge
story came to me that I
de
really
cuivre. Et
like.
l'histoire qui m'est venue et que j'aime
The way
beaucoup,
they wrote the stories, of course, is
c'est
with the
souvent la façon dont les
means of the
histoires sont
time.
écrites,
So there was
c'est
no
avec les moyens de cette
iPhone or
époque. Donc, il n'y avait
computers.
pas
But I'm sure that if we
d'ordinateur et de
had today
téléphone.
with
Mais
modern
si on montrait un
technology,
Ganesh
I'm sure you might be
moderne,
holding a cell
il
phone,
pourrait
keys of
tenir
Baba's
dans sa
phone,
main les
maybe a
clés de
tablet. I
Baba,
don't know
une
what you would
tablette,
have.
un
And I
iPad
was
ou un
thinking if
téléphone
what we have
cellulaire.
been through the past
Et je pense que tout ce que
300
l'on a fait
evenings
depuis
with you,
ces
it
300
reminded me
soirées
of the
avec toi,
story of Vyas, this great
ça me rappelait
yogi
l'histoire de
who was
Véas,
asked to give
qui
knowledge.
était une
And
épouse
he
à qui on a
said,
demandé de donner la
probably not very
connaissance.
accurate in telling the story, you know it better than me,
Et tu connais
but he said he
probablement
was
mieux
a man
l'histoire que
ordinary,
moi.
but he had a
C'est,
condition that he wanted
il
somebody
avait
to
une condition.
lead us
Il
through
voulait que quelqu'un
and
écrive
speak about,
l'histoire,
of
le
course,
verbatim,
the scriptures. And Ganesh
sans
said, yes,
arrêt. Il a demandé à Ganesh
I
et
can,
Ganesh a dit oui,
I will do it
je peux
for
le
you on
faire.
two conditions that he
Et
would
lui
really
aussi
understand
avait deux
the
autres
meaning of
conditions.
everything that was said.
Alors, Veda
And one of them
devait
was that Baba has
comprendre
been going through
la,
the past
la-
300 days,
devait comprendre
that the knowledge has
chacune de
been
ce qui était
given
dit. Alors, la
constantly.
connaissance nous a été
And
donnée
Ganesh is not
constamment.
an elephant, but
Et Ganesh n'est pas un éléphant,
a Zoom.
mais
If
peut-être
Veda
que
would
c'est
speak today,
Zoom.
maybe he will be
Si Veda
speaking
parlait
with many
aujourd'hui,
translators,
peut-être
with
que Veda
knowledge,
parlerait avec
maybe
un
he will be in
microphone
Zoom,
et
and then
plusieurs
he will give knowledge to
traducteurs, et il
everyone.
serait
And
avec
Ganesh will
des
be
plusieurs
this
traducteurs.
wonderful Avyakti
Et
Parivar
Ganesh
with
serait la
everything,
famille Avyakti
trying to understand
Parivar qui serait
every
en
word.
train
When
d'enregistrer
sometimes it's
chacune
not
des
clear,
paroles.
maybe, I don't know if
Et
it's
quand
a
ce n'est pas
sadhu or a
clair,
guru who will come along
je ne sais pas
and
si
ask
ce
us
serait un
questions.
boudou qui viendrait poser des
And
questions. Je
Buddha
pense que
said
c'est
he will
son
ask
rôle,
all these
qui
questions,
viendrait
and
poser
Vedas
ces
will continue
questions.
to flow
Et
with the knowledge.
Veda continuerait à
And Ganesh will be
donner la
with his
connaissance et
iPhone,
Ganesh avec
smartphone,
son
computer,
iPhone, son
recording everything.
iPad, en train
And
de
so I believe that maybe
tout
this is what we are doing
enregistrer. Et je
is
pense que c'est
taking
ce que
knowledge
l'on
of what
fait
we
en ce
give.
moment. On est en
And
train de
Avyakti
recevoir
Parivar is
cette
this
belle connaissance et
Ganesha
Avyakti
writing it
Parifar.
and recording it
Et c'est
and
le Ganesh qui est en train de
transcribing
tout
it.
écrire et
Do you think
tout
it's the same?
enregistrer. Qu'est-ce que tu penses? Est-ce
Yeah,
que tu
I
aimes
think
l'histoire? J'essaie de
understand, but
comprendre un peu,
uh,
mais
what is knowledge
dit
without
Moïni, mais qu'est-ce que
giving
la
giving
connaissance?
the strength which we have
Comment,
learned?
qu'est-ce que
Like
c'est
maybe
que
someone said,
quelqu'un a dit aujourd'hui?
people physically sometimes
Physiquement,
unwell or very
il y a des
close
gens qui
to
ne vont
their
pas
physical
bien
body and they find
ou des
their
gens ont quitté
spirit
le
is very
corps
good and they say
et
because
ils trouvent que leur
somebody
niveau
who
est
is
très
not
bon.
Pakabike had been listening
Même s'ils ne sont
and
pas
it is
pacabiqués, ils écoutent et
helping
grâce au fait
giving them
qu'elles
the strength.
écoutent, l'âme
So
est
I think
restée très
there are many
stable.
souls and many
Donc, il
young
y a
ones
beaucoup d'âmes,
because
même
of
les
this
jeunes
not
âmes,
attending
qui n'ont pas écouté et ils sont brahmines, mais ils n'étudient pas. Et plusieurs se sont joints à nous et je trouve que pour moi, toute personne qui a besoin, ce n'est pas nécessaire. Et je demande même pas ces jours-ci, est-ce que tu suis ou est-ce que tu écoutes? Je laisse
really need
tous
in the
ceux
life.
qui ont la
And
fortune
also the
d'écouter
experiences which we get from others in a really
et
good
l'expérience que l'on
form.
a
If they are communicating
des
well, they are
autres.
stronger. And
L'apprentissage que l'on fait, c'est quand on voit les
they will
âmes
be feeling more
qui ont
secure.
moins
These are
peur,
the
ils sont plus en
things which
sécurité
are required by Baba's
et
children.
il y a
So
des
they have
choses
reached
très
this point
simples.
in this stage.
Ils ont plus,
It's
leur
very,
niveau
very important.
change
So that
en
gives us an
écoutant tous les
inspiration.
soirs et cela
And
nous
then in a peaceful
encourage
way, just
que d'une manière
sharing,
simple, on continue à
simplifying
partager
everything so that
et on
everybody,
simplifie tout pour que
everyone,
tous peuvent
whether
écouter
it
et
is
comprendre,
young,
qu'ils soient
educated or
jeunes,
not,
vieux, éduqués
Brahmins
ou
or not,
pas, des brahmines ou
everyone,
pas.
one can take something
Chacun
from them.
peut prendre un
And
peu
I
d'informations et de
especially like
connaissances ou de
some mothers or
apprendre.
husbands, they really need
Parfois,
because they never attended and now they are
certaines
listening every day.
personnes ont des
So
maris qui connaissent la
it's
connaissance,
like
mais
this
qui
Ganesh
ne
or
suivaient pas. Maintenant, il y en a. Je ne sais pas si c'est Ganesh, mais
Just using it as a
yeah,
je,
mindfulness
je
approach.
l'utilise
But the
comme
beauty is, it's
une
not that
approche théorique,
necessarily the
mais je
same thing
pense
happens
que
for many,
la
many years.
beauté, c'est
And
que
what
l'on
I feel is
écoute
beautiful in what has
des
happened
classes depuis très
since a year
longtemps
almost,
et ce que je
it's
trouve
maybe
depuis un
2 months,
an,
could be a year.
même
It's been
dans
just
2 mois, ça
developing the
fera
knowledge. That's why this came
un
to me.
an.
It's not just
Et c'est
listening,
venu, ce n'est pas seulement
it's the
écouter la
ability for
connaissance,
everyone to
mais
understand.
aussi
And
l'habileté de
the way
pouvoir
you've been
comprendre.
helping
Et
us
la façon
to
que
understand
tu nous as
subtleties of every
appris à
aspect,
comprendre les
and not
subtilités de
only to understand
chaque
them,
aspect, non
but even to
seulement
practice
comprendre, mais
every moment.
ensuite de
And for
pouvoir
me,
le
it has been a
pratiquer
very
pour que
vivid
l'on puisse
experience to
con-
try to really look at Brahma
suivre.
Baba
Et
and
c'était une belle
see what
expérience de
actually
regarder Brahma
we have the
Baba
same sense of
et on
humor, we
veut
developed the
utiliser
same
et
sense of humor.
développer ces mêmes
And in that
sanskars
way, I was
originels.
grounding at some
Et de
point. I
cette
feel
manière,
it's not just telling a
cette
story,
histoire
but
m'est venue à
it's
l'esprit
becoming the story.
parce que ce n'est
And
pas
it's so
seulement
powerful that every
écouter
step of the way I
l'histoire, mais
see
c'est aussi
everyone taking so
devenir
many
l'histoire.
notes. And
Et
even
tout le
myself,
monde prend tellement de notes et moi-même,
lots
j'ai
of notes
pris
in the last month.
beaucoup,
And
beaucoup de
this is
notes ce
such a
dernier mois.
beautiful
Et c'est
way of applying knowledge and
une belle
practicing
façon de
in different
pratiquer, de
journaling to
répéter
always
la
eventually
phrase
writing
et
down,
on est
writing down,
tous comme
writing
des
down,
Ganesh en
the
train d'écrire,
information that
écrire,
is just
écrire,
filling up.
écrire.
And there was no end
Et
to it.
c'est un
So
flot
it was very
d'informations
consistent. And
et
that's
c'est
why I call it a
constant.
beautiful story.
Alors j'aime
So
cette
let us thank
histoire.
the one who has been really
Maintenant,
helping
appelons
tremendously
maintenant
in
celle qui nous
shaping
a
this
aidé
month of
beaucoup à
January, which is
mettre
Sister
une
Gayatri.
structure à ce mois de
And maybe we
janvier.
could invite her to
C'est
join the
Sœur
conversation a little
Gayatri.
earlier
Alors, elle
in
pourrait
terms of
peut-être
what
se
is
joindre à
the
nous. Voici
real
Gayatri.
secrets of this
Alors,
whole
qu'est-ce que c'est le
month. And I know you've been
secret de
working
tout
all
ce mois?
December and
Et
January
je
with
sais que tu as
Avyakti Parivar,
travaillé tout le mois
and
de
you've been
décembre et de
helping
janvier
us
à
to
Vyakti
understand
Parivar et tu nous as aidé
in
beaucoup
understanding those root
à
sanskars
comprendre ces
even
sanskars originels
deeper into the root of the
très,
stuff.
très profondément,
So tell us,
profondément,
tell
pardon, dans la
Gayatri
racine
what
elle-même.
has been
Alors, Gayatri dit,
your revealed
qu'est-ce que
secrets
c'est
in the
ton
last month
secret
that you have shared.
révélé depuis le dernier mois?
Well, one of the revealed secrets
Alors,
is
un des secrets à
when
révéler, dit
you
Gayatri,
put your pajama and your shawl
c'est quand tu
and you
mets ta
describe
kurta,
and if you
pyjama et ton châle,
your shoulders
tu
roll
pourrais
down
être
you
décrit comme quelqu'un qui est en
display
pyjama avec
a Montreal
une
not
serviette autour
stay
du
with
cou.
me, but
Alors, cette
it's
histoire va rester
for
avec moi,
me
celle que tu me l'as
the
racontée.
root sanskaras
Alors, pour moi, les sanskars originels,
very
sérieusement,
inspired, of course, by
c'est que j'ai
Bhagavad
été
Gita.
très inspirée
It was
par
just
le journal
with
intime de Brahma Baba.
something act of Brahma that I should have what in the midst of
J'ai,
going through my files found it
en allant dans
and
mes
I paged his
dossiers,
diary
trouvé des
and
pages de
it was
son
on the
journal
18th
intime
of December
et
that I
c'était
found
le
it
18
and when I
décembre que je l'ai découvert, ce
the earliest
dossier.
ones that
Et
I
quand
saw
j'ai
was on
ouvert
the
le
18th of
dossier,
December 1932.
c'était le
So
18
I thought
décembre
what a beautiful
1932.
this is
et ça me parle. Alors pour moi, le secret que j'ai découvert pour tout le mois, c'était que cela m'a connecté à quelque chose de très profond, ce que Baba a vu comme une graine, c'était la vérité. Il ne connaissait pas Shiv Baba à ce moment-là, mais il a découvert que cette graine était la vérité. Et à partir de cette vérité, il a commencé à se parler à lui-même et il a commencé à explorer sa bhakti, sa vie, toutes sortes de parties de sa vie à partir de cette exploration des sanskars originels. J'ai demandé ça des fruits parce que ça l'avait grandi à partir de graines, mais ça le connectait à sa vie directement. Donc, pendant tout le mois, je commençais à comprendre les sanskars originels qui étaient des graines et qui venaient, toutes sortes d'éléments qui venaient de ces graines. Et il le mettait dans le contexte de sa vie. Alors, c'est le secret que je vais continuer à explorer, c'est l'exploration de la vérité. Alors, ce matin, vous avez peut-être découvert que vous avez appris et que vous avez eu une belle expérience. Alors, ce matin, quand j'étais en Amrit Vela, j'avais cette forte expérience. Alors, demain, à partir de demain, je vis ma vie dans la vérité et je vis ma vie sans dualité. Et je vis au-delà du vrai, du faux, de ces deux extrêmes. Est-ce que je peux juste maintenir la vérité dans ma vie? Est-ce que je peux rester connecté à la source de vérité? Puis, est-ce que je peux rester connecté à Baba? Mais aussi, si je peux garder en moi cette non-dualité, est-ce que je peux voir tout dans un niveau satopradhan? Et j'étais très émue. Est-ce que c'est vraiment un secret qui va se révéler à moi? Et si c'est un secret, ça valait la peine de tout ce que j'ai fait pendant tout le mois, d'atterrir sur ce secret ou d'atterrir avec ce secret et de devenir, c'est une aspiration à devenir complète et parfaite, mais ça a été mon secret révélateur. Et Eric demande, je suis curieux que tes yeux tu as des yeux de lynx. Alors, tu peux voir à travers différents éléments. En regardant Brahma Baba pendant des mois de l'intérieur, qu'est-ce que cela a eu un effet sur toi, sur ta relation avec Brahma Baba? Est-ce que tu
differently? Are you more, I don't know, what's changed in your chit chat with him and your intimate connection with him?
Well, I always had a very close relationship with Brahma Baba. Sometimes I think the reason I stayed a BK was because of Brahma Baba, because the moment I met him, I felt I had unfinished business with him and he had come to collect. You know, he sent Sister Janki to Guyana to find me because I needed to settle something I started and had to complete. But I think that, so for me, sitting in yoga was never a problem. When people say remembrance is a problem and it's hard, I never found it hard. And maybe because I loved him the moment I saw him, I fell in love with him, and that love never changed. And so this is why sometimes I get kind of miffed if I don't see his picture, you know, when I'm just seeing Shiv Baba's picture and I don't see him. I said, okay, you know, he's becoming more and more incognito. And that's fine too. I mean, it's not about him. He always said that it's about God. But for the last month, I think he wanted me to see his diary. in a different way, and wanted me to reveal the diary with a level of integrity. Because imagine it's 8 pages out of a diary that could totally be taken out of context, because we don't have the context of the full diary. And so it took me a long time to say, yes, I want to do it, Baba, but I want to do it with a high level of integrity. I do not want it to be taken out of context. And so it was as though I started a relationship with him when he started his journey in 1932. And it was as if he was letting me into the secrets of his life that I never before thought that I needed to, to understand that part of his life before actually Shiv Baba, he contacted him, and then Shiv Baba started revealing knowledge through him. And I felt extremely privileged that I should be, in a way, it became so personal. I felt very privileged that Baba should, in a subtle way, want me to do that, want me to see him in such a human way, want me to see that he also had questions, and it wasn't a path that was easy on many levels for him. And he wanted me to see that essential humanity in him. And I think that has really brought me close to him in a very different way, because before I used to see him as this perfect, complete human being that I should be celebrating. And that's what I started with on the 18th of January, I think I said that today is the day that we celebrate someone who has become perfect and who has, achieved the angelic stage. But I think that as the month progressed, I realized that he was a human being with all the struggles that a human being had on this path. And it was the first time I was actually touching that human part of Brahma Baba. And it really made me love him in a very different way, and brought me closer to him in a very different way. And in many respects, I always saw myself as his daughter. I never saw myself as anything else with Brahma Baba but Brahma Baba's daughter. And I felt really honored to have been his daughter, and to stay his daughter, and maybe to be his daughter for many, many births in the cycle.
Well, that's you get blessings from hundreds of souls tonight to be his daughter as many times as you want, maximum 84 times.
Well, so even when I was someone else's daughter, he reclaimed me.
All right. Anyway, I'm sure that you won't be able to see everyone right now, but I'd love to invite everyone to wave to Sister Gayatri, because she has been really helping us to go through the journey in such a beautiful way. You've been really articulating every step of these 31 steps of dance together. So thank you from the heart. Thank you. You saying hello too. Go hello, and then congratulations. And yeah, thank you for taking us through the journey and making us see Brahma Baba in such a beautiful way as well. So blessings to be his daughter as many times as you want. Thank you, Gayatri, and see you very soon in Avyakti Parivar, I'm sure. So now we're going to look at the program for next month, and I'm sure everyone is wondering, what are we going to do in the month of February in Avyakti Parivar? So we have a title, and there is a slide that has been prepared just to at least launch this new theme. And so I think those who were in the retreat this morning heard Sister Judy from Calgary already mentioning about the theme, which will be on soul consciousness. And it's going to be very interesting because it is directly coming from Sister Mohini, who really wants to help us to explore this beauty of soul consciousness, but to really develop it even more and more in a very practical level. So we call this program Soul Consciousness, a drop of awareness 5 times a day. And the concept is going to be very simple, and it's going to focus on a point of awareness that will be presented by Mohini Didi every night. And that point of awareness will have to practice it, to implement it in 5 actions during the day. And everyone will have to define something that some have called a micro habit, a little action that everybody is doing every day, all the time. So everyone will have to be a little bit creative and find those 5 moments in the day during which we will practice and apply the awareness or the point of awareness of the day. So an example could be, for some, if you still have hair, when you comb your hair, you might want to enjoy remembering that point of awareness whilst combing your hair. You may want to choose a time when it is, for example, when you're dressing up, or when you're taking a shower, or when you're going for a walk, or when you're doing something not just so usual like eating or having traffic control. These are the usual moments where we already need to practice this awareness, but we're suggesting that you find 5 actions or 5 moments in the day, not to invent them, those that you're already practicing, and those 5 moments during the day that you want to implement this point of awareness. And I'm going to invite Sister Moini to join us again, because we will start right tomorrow morning. So the practice of helping the awareness in our practice will start at Amrit Vela as well. So we're going to have Amrit Vela together, and they will be similar to what Sister Gayatri has been doing the whole month of January. But you'll discover another voice that all of you know already very well. She cannot be with us tonight, but it will be our dear Sister Kala, who will be taking our hand the whole month of February to explore soul consciousness with new points of awareness every day. So I'd like to invite Sister Moini to share her insights, because this morning, listening to Baba's Murli and Baba taking us into this beautiful concept of detachment or being untouched, Nyara, there was a feeling that he was so inviting with those 4 aspects connected to detachment that I know, Manididi, you felt that this could be a way for us to explore soul consciousness in a very practical way, exploring this state of detachment or being untouched, and applying it with a very specific point of awareness every day. So I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure everyone will love to hear how you see this connection between soul consciousness and Nyara, or being detached or being untouched.
Om Shanti. Before Didi speaks, we have something for 3 of you. Actually, from Hola Vyakti Parivar, I would like to say that thank you so much, our Moini Didi, Brother Eric, and Sister Gayatri. And we have beautiful blessing for 3 of you. So first, for Brother Eric, here is the blessing for you from Avyakti Parivar. Your heart overflows with a love for humanity, making you the perfect instrument for God's task. So please accept this little gift from Avyakti Parivar for really giving us this time to us. Yes, we will send you the blessing. And really, really, we all enjoyed a lot the conversation, and we have received many, many beautiful experiences. So once again, thank you. And we are not letting you go, because we will bring you every Saturday for chit chat with Didi. And Sister Gayatri, it was amazing. Every Amrit Vela, whenever you shared, brought us such a big treasure for us. I don't know how to describe, and how I don't know how to say thanks, because to put to such effort for us is like, of course Baba does it, but you all also did it for us. So much gratitude, so much thanks from our heart for all of you. And Sister Gayatri, so here is the blessing for you, Sister Gayatri, from Avyakti Parivar. You are a special soul whom God reveals to the world at the time when true beauty needs to be understood. So thank you once again. I will send you your blessing. It's from Avekti Parivar, little gift for you. And we cannot forget our Didi, right? Moini Didi is without you. Of course, you are the instrument, but still, you became instrument for us to uplift our stage. So here is the blessing for you from Avekti Parivar. Your heart is a sacred place that holds a deep love for God, the essence of truth, and the utmost regard for others. Thank you so much, Moini Didi. And of course, we cannot forget our Bap Dada. It's Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba. They are always with us. And how do we thank them? It's only from our heart. We cannot give word blessing to them because they are showering blessings to us, but of course from our heart. We just take a one determined thought today and for our further journey. So let's take a one moment of silence and just talk to our Baba, Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba, and let's thanks together to our Bab Dada. I request everyone wave your one hand for all these three instruments who are with us here, and of course our Bab Dada. Here, Didi is also watching everyone. One hand clap for appreciation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we'll listen from Didi.
I think that there is great importance of blessing. So biggest gift one can give, the biggest gift we can share with each other is blessings. Of course, this is written, but it's from my heart. Our hearts, we share blessings. It's incognito, invisible power, but it definitely has great power. I I read the first paragraph of Morley few times and start feeling that what from where we should begin our practice of soul consciousness. I always saw center of forehead as a sacred space, and sometimes I took it more as a cave through isolation, solitude. Just go and sit there and do tapasya, be with Baba. But then when I start thinking of lotus throne in the center of forehead, I felt very good. So I thought that I will take this as whole month our center of forehead as the lotus throne, and I as a soul seated on the lotus throne. So the first thought I will take is myself as a living force, a point of light, eternal and immortal. So why I'm saying it in Hindi, they call it Chaitanya, Chaitanya Jyoti Bindu, living force, point of light on this lotus throne, Baba said this morning. You know what my feelings are that since few days that it is really, really very, very important to create this awareness of soul consciousness. Because each thought, like when I am really able to be a point of light, I see how all the energy, all the power get concentrated, and like I don't know what words to describe, but there are certain beautiful experiences come just with this awareness of I'm a point of light. There is, because there is deep connection of, even if I have to be detached from body, but also there is deep connection of soul with the body, and how that power or energy manifests in many different ways. So Kalaben at Amrit Vela will give one thought to us, but this is what I had, we have talked about it. And what words she will say it, I think I leave it to her. But we will keep our lotus throne ready and create that awareness. I don't know if it's clear.
Yeah, so that will be a point of awareness, living force of light, immortal and eternal, on the lotus throne.
Yeah, that's how I thought.
That's
So
one.
lotus throne will remain, and then we keep taking one aspect of,
So
because
this,
when I came to Baba, then Brahma Baba in the afternoon at 5 used to ask, we were 2, 3 kanyas, to go and sit on the top of that rock and practice that I am immortal soul, I am eternal soul, and a point of light. That was my first practice, and we will do it for 1 hour. And I realized that if I am immortal and eternal, there won't be attachment with body, there won't be any fear. There were a lot of benefits will come from that awareness. So I thought to begin from what was my first practice given to me by Brahma Baba. So
it's lovely. And I want to say also that Sister Kala has been accompanying Sister Gayatri and I the whole month of January in reflecting on the points beforehand. So she's already in that process of continuing from the month of January and taking us into this new topic of soul consciousness. And so the title again is A Drop of Awareness 5 times a day. Tomorrow will be Living Force of Light, Immortal and Eternal. And so we'll be finding, so each one of you has to find before you go to bed, what will be those 5 actions tomorrow and for the rest of the month that will become your moments where this awareness become very, very vibrant, and then you really implement it. So pick some 5 moments, 5 actions that are very interesting. Gayatri Ben was suggesting to me, I drink a lot of water. So every time, it could be every time you drink water, that point of awareness. It could be every time you do something very specific. Those who live in a 5-story apartment building with no elevator, every time you go up and down, up and down, up and down, you find something interesting that will change even your consciousness when you do the action, which may have passed by your awareness up to now. So that would be very, very interesting. Gayatri Ben, you wanted to add one thought on this, or?
Yes, I think it's very clear, and I'm sure that Bhumi Ben will send out the awareness that Sister Mohini has given, because I think it would be helpful for people to have it for the Amrit Vela tomorrow, and for Calaban to also hold that. I like the idea of the lotus throne being the image as well, but I also like the drops, the drop of soul consciousness. So the lotus throne may go with the awareness point. But for me, the way I will practice it is soul consciousness is a very broad concept. So when I think of myself as a soul, it is as though I become present with my 84 births and my presence and my 5 forms and everything. I'm fully present as a soul. And so what I will do, I will put as a core focus in my soul consciousness, the word Nyara. So for the whole month, when I have my 1 drop 5 times a day of soul consciousness, it will be practicing this Nyara, being detached, consciously feeling myself being detached, and what does that feel like? What's the benefit of that? And so I know that also the continuation of a journal might be very good to capture these points, these 5 times a day, the drop, and to write that up in your journal as your charge. But I also see it, why I like the drop thing. It's because, when we go to the eye doctor, they normally give you drops for your eyes and say, take these drops in your eyes so many times a day to rehydrate your eyes, especially if you have dry eyes or your tears are drying up. And so I see these as 5 times a day drops for the third eye. And so it will keep the third eye hydrated and keep us, aware of ourselves.
But also drop has importance, on the lotus flower. If you go in the morning and you see, whenever lotus flower, there are drops of dew, and they could stay, it's like very beautiful way the drops are connected with the lotus flower also. So I'm seeing that way. It's very beautiful. And then, you know, I, Nyara, I said untouched because I feel even lotus cannot stay alive and it's very much connected with the roots. So we do not deny that, yes, there is connections, and Baba always use word relationship and connections. But untouched here is really because in body consciousness, we are touched in the sense of we are sensitive. So our reactions, responses are really from body consciousness. But if I am not touched by anyone's sanskar situation or natural, Baba said, through the matter, then flower, even if it's connected, but stays very, very detached. So soul consciousness actually will bring natural detachment. And that will be very pure, very gentle, and not only beloved to God, but also loved by the family. Because I like word detachment, but sometimes I don't like it because I feel a lot of people just feel, oh, I am detached, and a lot of other people could have a lot of waste thoughts. But in soul consciousness, because my mind, like today when Baba says, serve with your thoughts, words, actions, you have to be sensible. So when I said untouched, really means that you show that I am connected with everyone. So I have to have good wishes for everyone. But also I am, so when anything happens, then if I am, keep my mind, and if I am in soul consciousness, I am untouched anyway, So it's a very beautiful way to experience that soul consciousness is makes us nearer, but also it's a detached, in other words. Anyway, we will talk more about it.
And it would be beautiful that you wanted to also take those 4 points, 1 per week. So during the first week, it would be the full aspect because there's so much, subtlety. So it would be lovely that the whole, month will be divided in those 4 weeks with 4 points that you'll be developing. All right, so we'll all be ready, and then we'll all be joining for another month of adventure. And now maybe we can leave the last word for Bhumiji to take us into
Yes, Brother Eric.
the good night. So thank you, everyone, and I
Eric
take
Bhai,
leave. One, yes.
1 minute. Can you just repeat the topic and the practice which we have to do tomorrow?
So the point of awareness that you'll drop 5 times a day in every of these 5 karma actions that you choose will be the soul is a living force of light, immortal and eternal. Is that correct, Sister Moini?
एक minute. अभी
You have to repeat again for them.
Living force of light, immortal and eternal.
Seated on the lotus throne.
Yeah, seated on the lotus throne will be, you'll be sitting on that throne for the whole month. So choose a nice one, take a big throne with a beautiful flower, and it will be the same throne the whole month. It's
So just to
beautiful.
clarify, so as you said, because I'm getting some chat to ask questions, so I just want to clarify with the whole Avakti Parivar. So we had to choose 5 actions for whole month, right?
No, per day. No.
Yeah, but it will be the same, unless you
can
want to
be-
change. But I think you can choose the same actions for the month, because then it will be very strong. If I, for example, for me, if I decide that every time I drink water, I mean, you can choose, I can change if you want at some point, but I feel like for me, for the whole month, every time I drink, this is my moment where I practice the awareness. Second moment for me will be when I go up and down the stairs. Third moment, maybe when I put my hair, could be very long, in the morning. So I have time to practice. No, it takes me 1 second. But you choose 5 moments, and that will be the times when you remember, okay, what's the point for today? I drink water. Okay, awareness. This is what I practice. So it gives us a chance. It's different because otherwise we use traffic control, but it's becoming, this will be different. It will be a little bit new. So some of you take a long time to choose which sari to wear in the morning, and you go through your 10 white sari and you don't know which one. That could be the moment where you decide, let me be detached, Nyara. And you practice at that time the point of awareness. Is that clear, Bhumiji?
But also,
Yeah.
it's not only while doing action that's additional, because Baba said, then you emerge as an angel and deity, but also it could be any time, during traffic control, morning. And I find even few moments whenever you want to do it. I think it's really, really, so it can be sitting, it can be moving around, it can be while doing action, but it will remain as one practice per day.
Thank you very much for clarifying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, we cannot forget our whole team, our translators, our recorders, and all of you who are part of Avakti Parivar. There is no Avakti Parivar without you. So thank you to each one of you and all of us. Thank you. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So here's our topic, and you all must have wrote down the topic which Brother Eric mentioned, but also we'll be sending an email the topic which was just mentioned. I, the soul, living force of light, immortal and eternal, seated on the lotus throne. And as you're saying, Shivlinga, in India, all the temples has this, the setup in a way that every moment one drop is dropped on the Shivlingam. So it's kind of, just imagine that whole Avyakti Parivar together doing this practice. It means that each and every moment is like put it as a drop with Baba's remembrance or whatever the practice which we are doing. It's amazing. It will be like Akhand Bhatti. So thank you. I was thinking what way we can catch all the drops together and see how many drops we did for a day. We'll find a way that we can submit our drops and we count per day, how many drops we did. So let's start our practice from tomorrow morning. And as Didi also mentioned and brother also mentioned, that tomorrow morning from Amritvila we'll be having same schedule and we'll be practicing, of course, whatever the topic has been given to us. So you all are welcome to join Amritvila, and also whole day practice, and of course our new series tomorrow, Soul Consciousness, a drop of awareness 5 times a day. I hope you all enjoyed, and now soon we'll be seeing you next month, February. Om Shanti. Now we'll be remembering Baba and take drishti.